Previously on Tomb Raider Chronicles. So yeah, in a shocking twist, Lara decided to have common sense and actually use a suit to get to explore the bottom of the ocean. And with that, our stories continue. Welcome back everyone to the Tomb Raider Marathon. I'm Jonathan Wolf, and today we're going to be tackling Sinking Submarine, which is the final level of the Russia chapter of Tomb Raider Chronicles. And after this video, or after this level, we're going to be halfway done with the game. Because, yeah, after this we'll have 6 more levels, and we will also have, and by the end of this level, we're also going to have half of the secrets, which is awesome. Okay, so here we are where we ended the last cutscene, where the most stereotypical name for a Russian guy got killed. So yeah, we got Sergei, who got the Spear of Destiny, but yeah, he blew up. And now the submarine is sinking. Well, hence the name Sinking Submarine. Now, if you want, you can go into these compartments, but there's really nothing in those areas. So yeah, basically what we have to do is now we have to backtrack. And basically in this level, we have to essentially revisit areas we already went to. But yeah, right here I'm gonna get my shotgun so we can kill these 2 guys that are over here. So yeah, we got a guy with an Uzi and a guy with a dual Desert Eagle guy. And this guy actually drops some Desert Eagle clips. And yeah, this level is actually kind of pretty much the same as the last level. However, there are rooms that you cannot re-enter. But there's also going to be rooms that you can actually explore, or new areas we can actually go into. But yeah, basically this level is the Submarine 2.0. Except that it is dark, and unfortunately, yeah, I don't have flares. So yeah, you're gonna have to. So yeah, if the video is too low, or if you cannot see a lot of things, then I apologize, because yeah, I also cannot see. Now, over in this direction, well, first off, we get some spooky music, but also we have this door with this swipe card, and we're actually going to get a swipe card in this level. In fact, we actually need to come over here to claim it. Now, right here, we got fire in the water, which, you know, by the time you find a way to explain it, what you want to do is you want to stand on the middle of the tile, which is next to the fire, and then just do standing jumps. But yeah, why is fire burning underwater? Shut up. Okay, but here we have the main hazard of the level. So we got these cables that are going to touch the water, and basically, if you go into the water, you're going to take damage. Now, thankfully, this will not kill you. This will not kill you immediately, but it will do damage, a lot of damage, while you stay in the water. Now, I am going to go over here, which is the kitchen, and I'm going to show you something. So, in this room, we have these wires, but you may also notice that we have a gold rose down there. Now, if you want, you can actually go down there and pick it up and get out of the water immediately, but yeah, I'm going to do it the safer way, and how I didn't get shocked there, that is amazing. Wow. Awesome. But yeah, basically, there's a gold rose in there, and you can get it if you want, but there's actually a safer way to get it. Now, you can go in the bathroom that is in the distance. However, there's nothing there. So what we want to do is, yeah, we just want to go over here and just continue on. Alright, and I'm gonna prepare my shotgun, because here we got this guy. So let's dispose of him and completely drain our shotgun. And this guy drops the swipe card that we need for that door that we saw. Now, these 2 shelves have, actually, I think this one has a small med pack, but yeah, most of these shelves have nothing, because, yeah, this one has a small med pack. But yeah, most of these shelves have nothing, because we're going to be going back to storage rooms that we already were in the last level. And I'm pretty sure that if you didn't explore them, they're going to have nothing when you revisit this level. So, yeah, make sure you explore them in the last time we were in the submarine. But yeah, we got ourselves the swipe card. So now we are going to go back to the door we were. Now, before we continue on, I am gonna go into this storage area right here, because this shelf right here will actually give us the Uzis. At least I hope it's this shelf. Yes, it is. Okay. So yeah, we got the Uzis back. However, we only have 30 bullets, and those are all the bullets we're gonna get for the pretty much the remainder of this level. So yeah, and I believe there's only 2 enemies left. If not, I believe there's actually, yeah, I believe there's only 2 enemies left in this level. So that is awesome. But yeah, basically, when you return from the fire, you want to go to the right, and then you want to go to the left, because here is where we can use the swipe card. And this is the only receptacle where you can actually use the swipe card. Actually, let me see. Okay, now you still have the swipe card, but whatever. Okay, so if we look to the right, you may notice that there's actually a some cables going into the water. However, in the distance, there's actually a door. However, that door is locked, and we need a key to open that door. And behind that door, it's a very important room, because it's going to give us an item that we need. But for now, let's just go ahead and climb this ladder. And we can go, and by going through this ladder, we can, yes, we can actually continue on. Now, in this room, if you want, well, actually, just to share real quick. Actually, what the heck am I saying? I can actually use the binoculars. Yeah. Okay, so you may notice that over there in the distance, there's a canister over there. And that is actually one of 2 items you need to beat this level. However, as you can see, we got the electrified water. However, what you can do is you can actually jump through these broken consoles to actually get to that item early. However, as you can see over there, we got a large med pack in the water, and there's also a bunch of items in that water. So I'm actually gonna wait a little bit before I get those items. But yeah, as you can see right over here, we have ourselves the bridge, which is awesome. And before we do anything, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pistols, and I'm going to shoot this vent right here. Because if we go up this vent, and if we go to the left, or I'm sorry, if we go to the right, we can actually go into a new area. Now, I always thought that this was actually the same vent that we went through in the last level. But no, the vent we actually went through is actually on the opposite side of the room. But yeah, right over here we have a grate we can open. And down in this room, we have 2 things. The first thing, we got this door, which is locked, that we can open with a key. However, we don't have the key. But the second and most important thing is this lever that we can jump and grab. And by pulling this lever, yeah, as you can see, we completely shut off the power to the submarine. Which means that the cables that are dangling on the water are now off. Which means that we can actually go back to where we can go back to the kitchen and get that first secret, as well as that room that has some items that we can actually go into. Now, before I do that, or before we do any of that, we're actually going to go to the other side of the bridge. And yeah, basically that over there is the vent that we were at when we saw the Admiral and Sergei just talking. But yeah, what we're gonna do, before we do anything, I'm actually gonna go and open this valve door, because when we get into this next room, we're gonna find the Admiral.
I knew the dog Sergei would be the end of us all. He infects my ship with his greed, and now we are all doomed.
We have a chance. The escape pod, come on. I'll help you.
I do this only to help my man. He babbles of the biblical spear, and I feed his madness for money to feed our families. And now, to these corpses left for the fishes.
Yarofev! can help you. But you must help me. The ship is about to impact into the ocean bed, and then our time is up. We must hurry.
The escape pods have no internal air supply. You will find oxygen tanks in my stateroom. I hear my ship dying. The internal seams are splintering.
Man, it's only a ship. It's not like it's your wife or anything. Okay, so the Admiral, which I completely forgot which I missed his name, he gives us a silver key. And this key goes in that door that was past that hallway behind the cables. So now that we got the key, what we want to do is we actually want to go back. And yeah, we're going to use that key. So yeah, the key... actually, yeah, let's go over here. So yeah, right here we got this room. And because we turned the power off, we can now go into the water safely without getting shocked. But just in case, if you want to do this, if you want to get this item early, basically you want to jump to this platform, and then what you want to do is you want to aim for that ledge that is over there, and then just do a running jump. Make sure you hold the action button so you don't hit your head on the ceiling. And then you got to do the same thing you did last time. Just do a running jump and then grab in the air. And here we can claim the nitrous oxide canister. Oh no, the nitrogen canister. And this is one of 2 items we need to finish the level. Now back here, we can actually reclaim the Desert Eagle. So I was wrong. You can actually use it on other levels. And somewhere in the corner... Actually, no, it's not here. It's over here. Over here, we can actually claim some more Desert Eagle clips. Which is really not that much, because if memory serves me, we only have 2 enemies left to kill, so... Yeah. Oh no! Okay. We're fine. We're fine, guys. We're fine. Okay, so now... I'm gonna prepare my Uzis, because why the heck not? So yeah, right over there is the door that we can go into. Now, before we do that, I'm actually gonna go back into the kitchen and use the key, or I'm actually gonna go back here and use the and get the secret. Now I guess I should mention this real quick, but if you catch yourself on fire, what you can do is you can actually just roll on the water to put yourself off. Which yeah, that's actually I burned myself twice by accident. But yeah, if you catch yourself on fire, just roll so you can actually put yourself out. But yeah, so you can see, here we can actually go into the kitchen and claim the first secret out of 2. Because yeah, in the last level, we only got 1 secret. But in this, we have 2. So I guess, I don't know, I guess you're supposed to play these 2 levels combined to get the 3 secrets. But, you know, considering that this level and the previous level are completely different stages, and they have different stage names, I'm considering as a separate levels. Therefore, they'll be tackled in separate videos. I mean, that's basically how I've been treating these games, with the exception of Tomb Raider 4. Because yeah, if I treated every level, if I did 1 video per level, Tomb Raider 4 would be way too long, and I don't wanna extend this marathon more than I would like to admit. Because I'll be honest, even I'm getting a bit burned out of Tomb Raider. But yeah, as you can see, here we have the conference room. And in this room, we have 2 items. You wanna open the left cabinet on the left, and in here we can claim a small med pack. And once we do that, we want to go to the right, and then we want to open the cabinet on the left. And this cabinet will give us the oxygen canister. So yeah, we got the nitrogen and oxygen canister. And these items, these are the 2 items we need to finish the level. So yeah, now we can actually go back to where the Admiral was and finish the level. Now, as soon as you return, we're going to spawn 2 guys. So let's go ahead and drain our Uzis. And then let's use our Desert Eagle. And we gotta kill this guy. And that is all the enemies in this level. Now, the guy that we killed, he drops a bronze key. And this key goes into that door where the switch to the power was. So now that we get this key, now we want to go back to where we flip the switch to turn off the power. And that door will give us access to the second secret. So yeah, now we gotta go back to the bridge, and then we just wanna go back to this ledge right here. Now to the left, in case you're wondering, to the left is just a dead end. So there's nothing to the left. So just go to the right. And yeah, let's just crawl through the vents. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a flare, so I have to. I'm just gonna shoot a bit to see so I can actually see. Yeah, I really don't like that they don't give you flares for these levels because yeah, the only flares we had in this throughout this entire section were the 3 flares that we started with, which is something I really don't like when they do in this game.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, in this room we got a shelf and a drawer, and I'm pretty sure the secret is in the it's in the drawer. Yeah, it's in the drawer. Man, these shelves have been pointless. Pointless, I say. But yeah, right here we can actually go into the drawer and claim the second and last secret of the level. And with that, we are officially halfway done with the secrets. So yeah, we go to the Timex TMX. We can actually see that we now have 18 out of 36. So yeah, we have half of the secrets, which is awesome. All right, so now that we got that, we can now go back to the Admiral and use the canisters and finish this level. And yeah, we're at 17 minutes and we are at the end of the level. That is ridiculous. I mean, like I mentioned this before, these levels are much shorter than levels from Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, it feels good to actually, you know, record shorter videos. Man, it's been a while. I almost missed the feel. I almost missed how it felt like. But yeah, as you can see, here we got the escape pod. And here we have and in this receptacle on the left, this is where the nitrogen canister goes. And once you input this, you will get access to the canister to the opening on the right, and this is where you can actually put the oxygen canister. And similar to the submarine, once you put the oxygen canister, you will finish the level. So yeah, let's go ahead and resume. So we don't have any Uzi. So yeah, basically the only ammo we have are the 15 Desert Eagle clips, which is pretty insane. And we have 10 small med packs, 3 large med packs, and yeah, we have the crowbar and the swipe card. And yeah, with that said, the 2 secrets, we got the 18 secrets. So yeah, with that said, let's input the oxygen canister and let's finish the Russia chapter. And once again, I didn't save.
Yet, no time. The hull is breached, and we will drown soon. With the oxygen, you escape now.
Not without you.
I am Admiral Yarofev of the Russian Imperial Navy. I have served my great country for many years, but the country I know withers. The bear lies down to sleep for its final time. And I wish also this fate on the ship I have grown to love.
No deal.
Yes, deal. For the outer airlock can only be opened from inside the ship. This is my gift to your child. I release you to a future beyond this dying vessel.
And my gift to you?
Tell my story. Tell how the proud men of the Russian Navy fought against the enemy from inside and sacrificed their lives for that their country may once again stand proud.
You have my word.
I salute you. Quickly, into the airlock, and I will release you.
Goodbye, Admiral.
Lara saw enough of the power of this artifact to recognize its rightful place was where man could never again misuse it.
And not enough for it to destroy her. Some powers are beyond the wit of man.
Oh dear, gentlemen. I do apologize. It seems someone up above has a sense of humor. If you will excuse me a moment, I shall fetch candles.
It is a night spurred by hell.
And as the horsemen drove ever onwards across the world, the heavens boiled in their wake. Ah, benefits of a religious education.
Man, imagine if Charles just shot Lara right there, out of compulsion. Honestly, I would do the same thing, to be completely honest. Oh man, I'm such a wonderful person. But yeah, with that said, that is it for this Russia chapter, and yeah, that is going to be it for this episode of the Tomb Raider Marathon. Next time we meet on Tomb Raider 5, we're going to take a trip with another story, this time featuring our good old father right here. And yeah, we're going to be going into a world of Teenage Dream as we're moving on to the Gallows Tree. But until then, this is Jonathan Wolf, and I will see you all in the next video. Take it easy, everyone.